Hello and welcome back again to my YouTube channel. Julia here from English Prep Class. In today's video, we're going to be looking at tips to pass the reading and writing fill in the blanks. As you all know, the reading and writing fill in the blanks appears to be the most difficult task in the PTE exam. It's the first task in the PTE reading, and several times a lot of people find it difficult to get the answers to this task. And I don't really know what the reason may be. Some people say they don't know when to use the present tense of word or the past tense of word. Some people do not just understand certain basic things they need to know before they do this task. And in this video, I'm just going to be revealing the things you need to know before you can approach this task. And we're also going to look at examples that would also help you as you do this task. Stay to the end of this video so you know what to do. Now, this is not the only task that they find difficult. They also find reading fill in the blanks difficult. This is another important task in the reading module of the PTE exam. Now, I'm going to talk about certain things that are must for you to know before you assess this task or before you can get the answer to this task. Sometimes people take words out of context and they try to find the answers. But there's just something I need to bring to your notice as a student or as a test taker. If you want to assess this task, try to get off those things they say. If there's a TO before a blank, is the first form of verb that it should be there. Sometimes it doesn't always apply, okay? And because it doesn't always apply, people make a mistake. They get stranded. They do not know what next to do in such a situation as that. So these are the things I'll be telling you in this video. There are basically 4 things I will talk about in this video. The first is understanding the context in which a word is used in a sentence. The second is grammar rule. The third is knowing your collocations. And the next one is vocabulary. You must have a rich vocabulary, okay? You must also understand grammar rules. Also, I think the most important thing you need to know if you want to pass this task is the context in which a word is used. Oftentimes, people take out the context in which a word is used and just try to write what they know. Do you know that words change depending on their use or their purpose in a sentence? Yeah, a particular word might have a different meaning in another sentence. Okay, so you do not just walk into the exam saying, oh, because I did it like this, the answer was like this yesterday, I'm certain that the answer will be like this today. Let us look at examples of those kind of words that change in context. All right, guys, here we are as usual on my laptop, and I said we're going to be seeing the different examples of how to go about the reading and writing fill in the blank task. Now, this is one of the examples on one of the websites I use during practice. And these are repeated questions of the Pearson Test of English exam. Now, we're going to be looking at a typical example where you have to think about the context in which a word is used. Considering the context in which a word is used might just give you a clue to what the answer could be. This is, for instance, here, or this is an example, a typical example of what context is. The term growing pains is often used to refer to dash of aching limbs in children. Let's click on this drop down button and look at the options. The term growing pains is often used to refer to dash or aching limbs in children. So they're talking about growing pains and they're talking about what it's referred to. Okay, let's look at the options. We have restore, core, pour, and sore. Okay, so the right option here, looking at the term they have used here and the context of all the words they have used here, the best option here would not be restore, because if we see the term growing pains is often used to restore or aching limbs in children. No, we're going to look for a word that is similar to aching limbs and even the topic of discussion, which is growing pains. So it can't be restore because it's not restore that will be synonymous or the same meaning the same thing with aching limbs. So that word aching limbs, and then also considering these growing pains, what will be in the blank would not be core, it will not be poor. The best option here will be sore. Okay, so the term growing pains is often used to refer to sore or aching limbs, because aching limbs can also be referred to as sore limbs. Here in Australia, they don't say, are you feeling pain? They actually ask you, do you feel sore? Okay, so these are things we need to know. This is a context. Now, considering the context in which words are used, it might give you an inkling to what the option here might be. Okay, so it's better for you to understand what they're talking about. Like I showed you some examples here, like these growing pains, these aching limbs, they are pointers to what should be in the blank. Let's look at the next one here. You see, yet for all this, there is no clear dash of what growing pains are or what causes them. Let's look at the options they have here. We have no clear definition, no clear citation, no clear ignition, no clear recognition. Of all these options, considering the context or considering what they are trying to say in this sentence, the best option that would go here will be no clear definition. You know, when they say there's no clear answer or there's no clear definition of what this person is talking about or what this person is referring to. So these are examples of when you have to consider the context in which a word is used. Looking at the words, the structure of the word. Let's say looking at the word, I'm talking about the structure right now. It might give you a strong clue to what should be in the blank. Alright, this says a recent analysis of studies about growing pains notes that the dash majority of papers, it can be political, it can be democratic, it doesn't sound right, the deceived now. So we have here vast. I know this is kind of a collocation that the vast majority of papers, but right now we're actually focusing on the context. The context a word is used can help you know what should be in the blank or what option you should choose in the blank. Let's go ahead to look at when they use the vocabulary or other things like grammar rules and collocations. Alright, so we're looking at the second example where vocabulary is very necessary or where vocabulary is important. I took my time to go through some of the questions to be able to dig out the questions that show this kind of examples I'm talking about. Now, if you're going to be writing an English test, it will be expected that you would have a rich vocabulary, okay? So it's important that you know that. And let's look at this. It says, most days I'm drowning in noise. As a work from home mother, I'm stuck in the middle of a busy household with 2 dogs, 2 teenagers, and a husband who works from the next room. It's a dash of Zoom calls, phone notifications, video games, music and barking. And that's before my neighbor starts up his blower. Alright, so let's look at the option here. What would be the best option? Now you see words like euphony, cacophony, symphony, and monophony. Now looking at these words, because maybe I'm good with words, I've got a good vocabulary, the right option here will be cacophony. It's talking about noise, like series of noise or so. So that's the right option that will be here. Now, if you do not know rich vocabulary of words or rich dictionary or rich knowledge of words, it will not be difficult for you to pick out the right option here. So that's why it's important before you write an English exam, it's good you watch some white movies, it's good you read some good books. That way you'll be able to know and boost your vocabulary or know more words. Let's look at the next one. It says the World Health Organization dash me up. So we have keeps me up, packs me up, carries me up, backs me up. So the right option here will be backs me up because this author or this writer is a lady. She's trying to say that because she feels there's a cacophony of Zoom calls and all that, the World Health Organization actually backs her up. So this is where I'm going to be stopping for this example. I just want to show you a typical example where your knowledge of vocabulary will help you identify the right option for each blank that you do in the exam. Now I'm going to show an example of collocation. I'm just going to zoom in into the sentence where I want to show you this. So you can see here it started to read, then it's Robert Harris dashed plant seeds in the weed-free soil using the full system. Once it is up and running, farmers could dash cost by 40% and chemical usage for up to 95%. But you have to dash in mind we only have to go into the parts of the field where the weights are. So let's see the options here. We have bear, catch, flee, bend. And we know that collocations are words that go together. And because they've been used over time, they sound better when they're said together. Okay, that's collocation. You know, things like make the bed, do the dishes, yeah, water the plants, all those stuff, they are collocations. That doesn't mean if you say prepare the bed is wrong. It's just that make the bed, that that have been used quite often. That's why they go together, and it's assumed that they make more sense being used together. So looking at this word, but you have to dash in mind. We know we usually hear people say you have to bear in mind. So the right option there will be bear in mind. That will be the right option there. So this is collocation. Now, and while you do this task, just keep your eyes open for collocations. Don't just be in a hurry. I know you have just like 2 minutes or 2 minutes points, 2.5 minutes to spend on this task, but make sure you get the answers, especially the ones you can get before you proceed to the next question. Now this is about the easiest grammar rule I'm going to be showing here. If you want more videos on grammar rule, I'm going to be leaving some of them in the description. Prior to this time, I had done videos on grammar rules that can be of help. However, if you want more videos on grammar rules, you can leave me a comment and I will do newer videos on grammar rules. But this is about the easiest grammar rules we can see, or you should be able to identify while you do this task. This says the primary conflict can be an dash one. So let's see the option. We have conditional, we have external, we have compositional, we have functional. Looking at these words alone, you know that there's only one option that can be picked up from there because it begins with a vowel, E. The other words here do not begin with vowels. We know that the word an would only go with the 5 vowels we have, the A, E, I, O, U. So looking at the other words in this option, the only word that starts with a vowel there is external. So the right option there will be external. That is how you're able to identify the right options. Now, if they hadn't given you other words that begin with non-vowels, I mean, you can go, or consonants, you can still go ahead and identify the right answer by reading the sentence. That be talking about the context, like the first example I have given. Now this brings me actually to the end of this video. I know I didn't give too much example, but the little things I've said here, the little tips I've shared here, should be able to help you identify the options or the right options in each sentences that you see. Some of these options will just be common sense or the context. Do not always try to take out the word from the context. Try to put in the word in the context. That will give you the right answer. Also try to consider your vocabulary. Improve your vocabulary. A tutor will not be able to improve your vocabulary for you. Watch white movies, read good novels, good books. That way you're improving your vocabulary. If you come across any word you do not know, look it up. Find the meaning. That way you're improving your vocabulary. Then we looked at grammar. This is just one of the easiest grammar rules. We'll have other grammar rules in English language, especially when an adjective is being qualifies a noun or an adverb qualifies a verb. Those things are grammar rules. I've done videos on them before, so you can check them out on my channel. Then we also talked about collocations. No collocations. We use them every day. You can find them in this task. Yeah, they are always in this task. Look out for them, find them, identify them, and choose them as the option. Now, if you're new to my channel, remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Remember to hit the like, okay? Give me a thumbs up for this video. I mean, I'm doing a good job on here. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. YouTube tells me that there are a lot of people watching my videos and they are not subscribed to my channel. Please do me a favor and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also find me on Instagram at English_prep class and on Facebook at English Prep Class. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.